Te metiste conmigo, pajarito. Te metiste conmigo, pajarito. No, tú no sabes mucho de historia. Tú no sabes mucho de nada, ¿sabes? Una gran ignorancia es la que tú tienes. Eres un ignorante, Mr. Danger. Eres un ignorante. Eres un burro, Mr. Danger. Eres un burro, Mr. Danger. O para decírtelo más bien, para decírtelo en mi mal inglés, en mi bad English, you are a donkey, Mr. Danger. You are a donkey. Me refiero, ustedes saben, para decirlo con todas sus letras, a Mr. George W. Bush. You are a donkey, Mr. Bush. Te voy a decir algo, Mr. Danger. Tú eres un cobarde, ¿sabes? Tú eres un cobarde. ¿Por qué no te vas a Irak a comandar tus fuerzas armadas? Es muy fácil comandarla desde lejos. Si algún día se te va a ocurrir la locura de invadir Venezuela, te espero en esta sabana, Mr. Danger. Come on here, Mr. Danger. Come on here. Come on here, Mr. Danger. Cobarde, asesino, genocida, genocida. Eres un genocida. Eres un alcohólico, Mr. Danger. Es decir, eres un borracho. Eres un borracho, Mr. Danger. Eres un inmoral, Mr. Danger. Eres de lo peor, Mr. Danger. ¿Cómo se dice de lo peor en inglés? The last. You are the last. Lo peor que ha habido en este planeta, de lo peorcito que ha habido, se llama George W. Bush. Dios libre al mundo de esta amenaza, porque es un asesino, un enfermizo, un hombre enfermo psicológicamente. Lo sé. Personalmente es un cobarde, pero tiene mucho poder. Tiene mucho poder. Y vean ustedes lo que está pasando en Irak. Ayer el mundo marchó contra la guerra. El 70%, según encuestas que he visto, de tu propio pueblo, Mr. Danger, está contra ti. Contra la guerra. Eres un mentiroso, Mr. Danger. Estás matando niños, Mr. Danger, que no tienen la culpa de tus enfermedades, de tus complejos, chico. Tus soldados allá en Irak están bombardeando ciudades. Ayer nada más veíamos las imágenes de 5 niños asesinados por tus soldados. Ellos no son los asesinos, eres tú asesino, cobarde.
Well, I think Bush is probably the worst president in the history of the United States, and I just don't understand how they could have lost that election.
What do you think of some of these scandals that are unfolding in Washington right now? As we speak, the Attorney General is under fire, Alberto Gonzales. What do you make of this as an executive trying to watch an administration?
Look, everything in Washington has been a lie. Weapons of mass destruction was a total lie. It was a way of attacking Iraq, which he thought was going to be easy, and it turned out to be the exact opposite of easy. He reads 60 books a year. He reads a book a week. Do you think the president reads a book a week? I don't think so. He doesn't watch television. Now, one thing I know is that when I'm on television, I watch, or I try. Because you do. Your own ego says, let's watch. Let's see whether it's good or bad. You want to watch, right? He doesn't watch television. So he's on television being interviewed by you or somebody else. He doesn't watch. Does anybody really believe that? Now they're doing this whole scandal with the U.S. attorneys. Now they're finding emails. And it's proven to be a lie. Everything's a lie. It's all a big lie.
Is a proven fact. It's a proven fact that these forged documents existed and were being circulated amongst right-wing newspapers in Baghdad and around the world in the immediate aftermath of the fall of the Iraqi regime. Now, Senator, I gave my heart and soul to oppose the policy that you promoted. I gave my political life's blood to try to stop the mass killing of Iraqis by the sanctions on Iraq, which killed 1 million Iraqis, most of them children. Most of them died before they even knew that they were Iraqis, but they died for no other reason other than that they were Iraqis, with the misfortune to be born at that time. I gave my heart and soul to stop you committing the disaster that you did commit in invading Iraq. And I told the world that your case for the war was a pack of lies. I told the world that Iraq, contrary to your claims, did not have weapons of mass destruction. I told the world, contrary to your claims, that Iraq had no connection to Al-Qaeda. I told the world, contrary to your claims, that Iraq had no connection to the atrocity on 9/11/2001. I told the world, contrary to your claims, that the Iraqi people would resist a British and American invasion of their country, and that the fall of Baghdad would not be the beginning of the end, but merely the end of the beginning. Senator, in everything I said about Iraq, I turned out to be right, and you turned out to be wrong. And 100,000 people have paid with their lives. 1,600 of them American soldiers sent to their deaths on a pack of lies. 15,000 of them wounded, many of them disabled forever on a pack of lies. If the world had listened to Kofi Annan, whose dismissal you demanded, if the world had listened to President Chirac, who you want to paint as some kind of corrupt traitor, if the world had listened to me and the anti-war movement in Britain, we would not be in the disaster that we're in today. Senator, this is the mother of all smokescreens. You are trying to divert attention from the crimes that you supported, from the theft of billions of dollars of Iraq's wealth. Have a look at the real oil for food scandal. Have a look at the 14 months you were in charge of Baghdad, the first 14 months, when $8.8 billion of Iraq's wealth went missing on your watch. Have a look at Halliburton and the other American corporations that stole not only Iraq's money, but the money of the American taxpayer. Have a look at the oil that you didn't even meter, that you were shipping out of the country and selling, the proceeds of which went who knows where. Have a look at the $800 million you gave to American military commanders to hand out around the country without even counting it or weighing it. Have a look at the real scandal breaking in the newspapers today, revealed in the earlier testimony in this committee, that the biggest sanctions busters were not me or Russian politicians or French politicians. The real sanctions busters were your own companies with the connivance of your own government.
What's Hollywood doing here today? We're here because it's our job, just like it's yours. We're Americans, and our fellow Americans are dying as we're standing here today. We are dependent on our Congress, but our Congress is dependent on us, and we're going to come out here in these numbers and in doubled numbers. And we're going to send our Congress this message. We've heard the excuse, if I had known then what I know now. Well, we're here to tell them now what they have to know in 2008. And if they don't stand up and make a resolution as binding as the death toll, we're not going to be behind those politicians. We're here and we're going to be in local districts, and we're going to push this until this resolution is binding, the money stops, and the troops come home.
I know that the time will come when all evil men got to run. Mighty they shoot you brother down and leave him lying on the ground. Put down your weapon. Put down your weapon. Put down your weapon. Your weapon of destruction. Weapon of destruction. I know that the time will come when all evil men got to run. Why did you shoot the youth man down and leave him lying on the ground? Put down your weapon. Put down your weapon. Down your weapon, your weapon of destruction. Your weapon of destruction. Your weapon of destruction. Your weapon of destruction. Your weapons of destruction. I know that the time will come when all evil men got to run.
Billy, what's your sort of biggest hope for the album?
The biggest hope?
No, this is serious.
I don't think so.
That
Again, I think it's just something that bothers me.
the album will create
But I think it's going to be fine.
a resolving harmonic in each person, and world peace will be consummated. And from that will be born babies who will buy our records.
And what if that doesn't happen?
We'll kind of come and find you and kill you.
I'll be happy just as long as people don't use the CDs as frisbees. I'm happy.